Hi, this is Josh Olson, and you're watching Trailers from Hell, and we're going to talk about the very first made-for-TV movie, Don Siegel's The Killers, or Don Siegel's Ernest Hemingway's The Killers, as it's called. This actually was the first made-for-TV movie, but when he delivered his cut, the network decided it was way too violent, so they released it into theaters. It also bears almost no resemblance whatsoever to Ernest Hemingway's short story, from where it gets its name. In fact, it's very similar to the version from the 40s, because the story is a very kind of existential piece about a couple of hitmen who come to kill a guy, and he's okay with it. He doesn't mind dying. It's a great story. There's not really a movie there. Weirdly enough, this version is kind of a remake in some ways of the film that came before that was sort of a non-adaptation of the short story. It's got a very strange lineage. They probably would have done a lot better to call it something other than The Killers. But anyways, it's actually a pretty solid film, has some great performances, and we're going to take a look at the trailer right now. This is The Killers. This is a really interesting movie with an undeserved bad reputation. You can really tell it was shot for TV. There's a patina of flatness that permeates the entire thing, but it's got some stellar performances. Lee Marvin is great. It's his first time playing one of these iconic laconic killers, the sort of part he perfected later in Point Blank. His sidekick is played by the very great actor Gulager, who's just terrifying. Even if the movie weren't so violent, I think his performance was just too intense for TV. There's ANGIE Dickinson. She's wonderful in it. John Cassavetes. And here in the strangest part of the film, it's Ronald Reagan's last movie. It's the only time he ever played a villain. And what's particularly strange about it is, you know, if you are a movie freak, like some of us are, you're used to seeing Reagan in his younger days in films. What's strange about this, though, is he seems to be dressed like the president. This is the Reagan we know from the 80s. This is the Reagan from the White House. Look at the suit. Look at the hair. It's so odd watching him walk around being a tough guy and smacking the crap out of Angie Dickinson.
Ronald Reagan as Browning, who planned $1 million heist